Welcome to the art of creative learning.
Let's do a quick recap. Previously, we have created a complex multi-state object using After Effects with some animation techniques as we exported it into a PNG sequence. And then now we're about to start our storyline portion where we bring in all of those images to complete our interaction. In the working files, there is a storyline file named Personal Training Certification. If you open up that file, it should look something similar to what you see on my screen right now. Let's go ahead and dive in and bring in our leg files. So we're going to go over to Insert, and then we're going to do Picture. Find where you have the leg files stored, bring in leg 0. And when it comes in, it tries to take up the full space. So we're going to adjust this to 440. And then kind of center it in this circle spot that I pre-added for you. And now we're going to go to States, Edit States, and select Insert Picture as States. And select 1 through 8 by holding down your Shift. And it'll import all of those in as a state. And then if you hit done and scroll your cursor over, you'll see our legs squat, which is exactly what we want. If we go back to our timeline, let's go ahead and insert a dial. We'll put this dial over here. That looks good. Let's go ahead and copy. And we'll put the second one on the other side. Let's go ahead and make sure I've got them lined up. Great. Let's go ahead and insert titles for the dial. We'll name this one Leg Control. Let's bold it and move it to the center. Copy it, and let's move it over to this side. Let's do Body Control. And then let's select both and make sure I've got those level as well. Okay. So we've got our leg control and our body control dial. If we click on our leg control dial, let's go ahead and name these two. So we've got leg dial, body dial, and legs. Let's also edit our variable for dial name. Let's name this one leg dial. And we're going to name this one body dial. Just so we keep it all straight as we're making our triggers and everything. All right. So with the leg dial selected, let's go ahead and start adding our triggers. So we're going to change the state of the legs to normal when leg dial turns if the value is equal to 0. Because remember, our 0 state is our normal state. And then we can Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And we're going to change this to legs 1 if the value is 1. Copy, paste, 2. And we'll continue doing this so we have all of the images and values accounted for. Six, 7, and 8. Great. Let's go ahead and test this. We're going to go to preview this slide. And ideally, when we move this, whoop, I know what I forgot. Let's go back out. Let's change. We need to change that the end value goes only to 8. And we're going to change that the initial value is 0. So it starts over to the side. So let's try to preview that again. And there we go. That's better. And we have our squatting legs. Great. All right. Now I wanted to give you a sneak peek in on the Briggs lesson that I had showed earlier. This was an OSHA compliant lesson for safe lifting practices. And Tim Slade over at the eLearning Designer Academy, he does once a month e-learning challenge. And that's where I created this. That lesson had several different interactions in it. And this was one that just got a lot of attention and people wanted to know how I did this. So just like what we've done so far, everything has been the same. There is going to be a slight difference, and that's because in the Briggs lesson, my character, his body is a lot bigger than his legs since he's a cartoon. And so when he goes to squat, let's see if I can find his legs. When he goes to squat, if you notice, see how his torso stays vertical, almost perfect? And so I really didn't need to move the body right or left. He just needed to go straight up and down with the legs. And so the way I achieved that here was I actually put his torso inside of a slider. I can find that here. Just like on my previous video for the before and after slider, and you can put an image in as your thumb to make a custom thumb. His torso, you can do a multi-state object for that as well. And so this is several different thumbs of a slider, and you switch it out. But if you're actually here, you can see he'll slide up and down. See how the box frame doesn't move? Because he is just sliding on the slider within there. However, that's not going to really work for us this time. I mean, I could do that, but I'm going to skip that step altogether. And this time, because our legs aren't vertical, so as you can see his legs, his rump moves to the left. And so his body will have to turn to the left to meet up with him. So what we're going to do for this is create 0 pixel paths, motion paths. Let's go ahead and bring in our torso. So let's insert picture, find our torso, bring in 0. Change him to the 440 as well. Line him up over here. He almost seems a little small. Maybe we'll make him a little bigger. Let's do 445. Let's do 450. That works. Okay. So we've got our torso image in here. Let's name it torso, or let's name it body so it goes with the body control, body. And we're going to go to states, edit states. We're going to insert pictures as states and select one, hold our shift, select all 8, and insert those. And just like before, if we hold our cursor over, we will see him lean forward. Didn't mean to click that. So going back to our timeline, let's go ahead and add our triggers to our torso. We'll grab our body dial, same way as before. Change the state of body to normal. when body dial turns, if it is equal to 0, Control C, Control V, change it to torso 1 if the value is 1, and do that all the way down for all of these. I've got lots of 3s. Let's do 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, that doesn't match. 7. And finally 8. Make sure all your numbers are right or you will have some skipping issues. Let's double check. We need to change this to end value of 8, start value of 0. There we go. Let's go ahead and preview. And we have him bending over as well. We can close out that. And now we're going to add our motion paths to the torso. So first, let's go ahead. We've got our torso selected, animations, add a path. And we are just going to line this up with where he's at. We're going to name this path so we can keep track of them. Path 0, because it matches our value of 0 and our normal image, which is also image 0. So, and then we've got to find it automatically creates a trigger that we need to change. Move body path along 0 when variable changes, when the leg dial changes, if the leg dial equals 0. So when the leg dial is 0, we need the torso in the 0 position on the 0 motion path. All right. Now we're going to click on the legs, jump over to states, and we will switch the states back to normal, but in order for us to match up his body, we need to keep moving his state, the initial state, so he stays there when I'm on the timeline and I can add a new motion path. So we're going to add a path. We're going to line up his body. There we go. So we've got him right about there. We're going to name this path, path 1, and then change our trigger. Move body along path 1 when variable changes, leg dial, if leg dial equals 1. There we go. Let's go ahead and we've got to move our legs again. Initial state of 2. Go back to the timeline, grab our torso, line him back up again. There we go. And we move our starting point so that it matches. And you can always check up here in the top right corner where it says 0 pixels to make sure you've got it all lined up correctly. And we want to rename this to path 2. We need to change our move body along path 2 when variable changes, leg dial, if leg dial is 2. Go back to our legs, change it to 3. I'm going to do one more with you guys. Go back to timeline. Add a motion path. Oh, come back, motion path. Line them up here. And move our starting to overlap. We've got 0 pixels. Let's switch this to path 3. And move body along path 3 when timeline. Nope, we want when variable changes on leg dial if leg dial equals 3. So I'm going to go ahead, pause the video, finish so that you have a motion path for every image. So you're at 3, you need to get to 8, and then I'll bring you back in when I get to that point. So I've got all of my paths set up. You can see all my little dots here and all of my triggers. Let's go ahead and grab our legs one last time, go over to states and change our initial state back to normal. And we'll go ahead and give this a test. So hit preview this slide. And we've got our leg control and our torso follows right along with it. And no matter where I go, I can move both the front and the bottom. Great. All right, so let's click our close preview. Now what? It's time to add our submit button. So insert a button. We'll come over here. We'll do submit. And let's go ahead and change the fill color to this color so it matches. And we're going to add our correct layer. And we'll add our incorrect layer. We'll just come over here real quick and apply just the standard correct feedback and incorrect feedback. There we go. So if, let's say that the proper squat basically is value 8 for leg control and value 8 for body control, then you're going to come down here. We're going to add a trigger, show layer, correct. When user clicks button 1, which is our submit button, if body dial value is 8 and leg dial value is 8, hit OK. And we need one more. Show layer incorrect when user clicks button 1 if the value is not equal to 8 and leg dial is not equal to 8. Let's go ahead and test this again. View this slide. We'll do halfway. Oh no, well, I didn't add any of the text there, but we've got our no button. And let's try it again, and we'll do the right answer this time. Nope. Submit. We've got our green. There we go. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.
The art of creative learning.